Hello. For today's video, I'm showing off all of my signed books. I have over the years gotten a few signed books. Sometimes there's like a story to it. It's me being able to actually meet the author at a signing. Other times it's kind of just like a simple, I find a signed book at the bookstore, but I thought it'd be fun to just show all the signed books I got and tell you how I got them. So let's get into it. Okay, we're gonna start off with what I think is my first signed book ever, which is Sisters of Sword and Song by Rebecca Ross. I got this book back in 2020. I pre-ordered it just from a specific store that was doing signed books that the author was showing on her Instagram, and so I just pre-ordered it from this store and it got shipped to me. And so yeah, there's just that. It's signed to Emily. So that's kind of how I got the book signed. But I was also on Street Team for this book, which is just kind of sharing about it on social media. And from that, I got this little bookmark. And then I got this art print by the author. And then also for that, through the Street Team, I won these two art prints, which are super cool, of the characters. So yeah, that's kind of unrelated to how I got the book signed, but I thought that'd be cool to show off anyways. But would totally recommend Sisters of Sword and Song if you haven't. It's sort of mythology inspired, but it's super good, such a fun fantasy. Okay, my next signed book is The Tower of Nero, the last book in the Trials of Apollo series by Rick Riordan. And this it came out during COVID, I think like 2020, and so there weren't really like any physical book tours going on, so authors were doing a bunch of virtual book tours, so I just pre-ordered this book through signing up for the virtual book tour, and so I got it signed copy. And then I got to like watch this little virtual video of Rick Riordan, which was super cool. Alright, next book, pretty similar thing. It's Daughter of the Deep, another Rick Riordan book. This came out the year after, so 2021, and book tours were still kind of iffy, so it was a virtual book tour once again, and so again I just ordered my book through that, and so I got it signed. And then while we're on the Rick Riordan books, the most recent one, The Sun and the Star, this one, on Barnes & Noble's website, there was just an option to order a signed Barnes & Noble edition of the book, and so that's the edition I decided to pre-order. And so it's signed by both Rick and Mark. So yeah, super easy, but I love that I have some signed Rick Riordan books because it makes like little middle school me so happy to have them. Alright, next up we got Sisters of the Snake, which technically isn't quite signed. It has, what are these called? Like signed book plates, I think? I don't know, but they're little just like stickers that are signed by the author, and then you can just place it in your book. So I have a couple of those, and I just count it as having a signed copy. So I got that just for pre-ordering the book, and then I also got this bookmark for pre-ordering it as well. Alright, kind of the same thing with this book, When You Get the Chance by Emma Lord. Again, I just pre-ordered the book, and when I pre-ordered it, I got the little pre-order incentives. So it was some stickers, and then again, a little signed book plate. And this one I just haven't put in my book yet, but yeah. Okay, and then the one, same thing for Divine Rivals again. We just have like the signed book plate, and that was just from pre-ordering the book. And then I also got this pin for pre-ordering the book. Okay, these next few books are books that I actually went to a book signing for, so I met the author, and that author is Marissa Meyer, and this was super fun. I think this is my first like official signing with an author, and it was last year. So one of the ones I really wanted to get signed was Cinder. I only brought 3 of my books to get signed just because normally book signings have like a limit because there's long lines and stuff and you need to keep it moving, but I wanted to get this special edition signed. So there it is, and it was like personalized with my name. And I don't know, signings can be, they're super fun, but they can be a little awkward because you have like maybe like a minute to like have a whole conversation with this author, whoever the author is that you're seeing. But I think they're super fun. Here's my copy of Gilded. And when I went to this sign with Marissa Meyer, she had actually like lost her voice, so she had like this little sign that said she had lost her voice, but like which she was super sorry for. And so you were just kind of like talk to her, and she was just like smiling and just being like nodding, like, but she was so sweet about it. His Instant Commerce signed, and so that was just a super fun, my first ever book signing. And then at that signing, she gave these cute little like heartless postcards, which are super cute. So that's another book of hers, just one that I don't have, so otherwise I would have went and got it signed too. And with book signs, I mean, I'm sure most of you kind of know how it works, but they'll have like, at least at most of them, they will kind of write your name down on like a sticky note or something and place it on the page, the title page of the book, so that way the author can write your name and spell it correctly, and it's just goes by much quicker. But then I did meet Marissa Meyer more recently this year, and so I got a couple other of her books signed that I just didn't get signed last year when I met her. And this signing wasn't quite as like official of a signing, and so she didn't really have like papers or anything, so we weren't like doing names or personalizing them at all, but it was still super fun. So I just got this copy of Cursed signed, and this copy of Renegades, but it was nice because this time she did have her voice and could actually talk to us, and she is just the sweetest. Okay, next I have 3 books that are signed by Trisha Levenseller, and I've actually gotten, they were signed at different places, I think. Oh no, so these 2 books, they were just signed copies at my local Barnes & Noble. Just sometimes Barnes & Nobles have signed editions, and so yeah, I just found a signed one of, if I can find the title page. So yeah, it was just a signed edition of Daughter of the Siren Queen and a signed edition of The Shadows Between Us. So yeah, I was like thinking of buying these books, and I saw that they were signed, so I was like, yes, let's buy them, and that's what I did. And then for Daughter of the Pirate King, it was actually a little different. I decided to buy it used, and when I bought it used, it just came with this already signed book plate on it, so I thought that was kind of cool. And then a few months later, after I bought the book, I actually got to meet Trisha Levenseller at a convention, Comic-Con of sorts type of thing, and so I got to meet her, and so I have a signed book, a cute little quote. It says, "Emily, here there be sirens," just a little pirate themed quote, and then it's signed by Trisha, and then I got a little bookmark for it too. And so yeah, that was super fun. I got to meet her and talk with her for a few minutes, and she's of course super nice. Okay, next up, Dreams Lie Beneath. If you can't tell, I'm a big Rebecca Ross fan. That's why I think there's 3 of her books in this video. And again, same thing. I pre-ordered this book, and I just pre-ordered it from like a bookstore near her where she was doing signed copies, and so I just got it shipped to me. And oops. I also got it kind of personalized. Instead of with my name, I got it personalized with a quote that says, "I dreamt of you last night, a nightmare I presume." And that's just a quote from the book that I really like, and I thought I would want it written out and signed by her. And then also with this book, let's see, we got from, if you bought the book from that specific store, you also got this art print, which is super gorgeous. And then also just for pre-ordering the book in general, she was giving out these little comic strips, which are super cute, and it came with a sweet little note thanking you for pre-ordering the book. Alright, then we got Iron Widow, which this book, it was just, I was at Barnes & Noble, and they, again, just have some signed copies, and so I saw this one, and I was like, oh my gosh, let's get it signed. Or, actually, no, I was at Barnes & Noble, and I bought the book, and then as I was leaving, by like the entrance and exit to the store, there was like a collection of signed books, and they had Iron Widow signed, and I was like, oh my gosh, no, I just bought that book. I could have gotten it signed, gotten the signed edition. And so then like me and my mom, like, we kind of just asked if we could trade them out for a signed edition, and we did, so I ended up getting it signed, which is great. Alright, and then I have a signed edition of the Sunbearer Trials. This one, I feel like it was just meant to be. I saw it at a local bookstore when I was like traveling somewhere, just like an indie bookstore, and I noticed that was signed, but I ended up buying a different book instead. But then a few months later, I was at another local bookstore, and again I saw a little signed edition of the book, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to get it. Like, I didn't get it last time, I think I need to now. So yeah. Alright, and then the last 2 books I'm going to talk about are ones from earlier this year at Holly Black's book tour for The Stolen Heir. I got both The Cruel Prince and The Stolen Heir signed. It was just a fun experience. Holly posted on her Instagram the book tour she was going on for The Stolen Heir, and I noticed that she was coming kind of close to me, and so I texted my friend Annabelle, and we decided, well, let's go together. So we bought our tickets, and as part of our tickets we bought the book The Stolen Heir. And so we got there and we got our copies of The Stolen Heir, which were already signed, and then we sat down and Holly Black talked to us. She talks about the new book, she read part of a chapter, and then she answered questions that people in the audience were asking, and it was super fun. And then we got in line for the signing, and while waiting in line we like got sticky notes and thought we put our names on and just got all ready. And then we got up to the signing line, and this was already signed, but I just got it personalized with my name. And then I also wanted this one signed, The Cruel Prince. And so yeah, we just got up there, got to talk with her for a minute or so, and then we gotta leave. But it was a super fun night. So yeah, that's kind of my signed book collection. I think it's kind of fun, and it's interesting how it can actually be a bit easier than I thought it is to get signed books. Growing up, I never would have thought I would have had so many signed books by so many authors I love. And yeah, I'm super glad that I've also been able to meet authors, because that's something that certainly not everyone gets to do, and it's super fun because they're always so nice, and it's so great to be able to just talk to them about how much I love their writing. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. See you later!